Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, that pretty strong BMF, and I'm feeling a little bit pretty today since I've got my fancy earrings on. I like these. So anyway, this is like the 5th time I'm shooting this video, okay, because I'm trying to say okay less, okay? I realize I do that a lot, and I'm trying to get over that, okay? Alright, I'm done. I'm done, I promise. So, what are we doing? We are going to put everything together, each of the 5 fundamental movements that I discussed in that series, and we're going to devise an actual functional workout regimen. Go figure. So what does that look like? I'm going to give you a few different options. I had to make sure this was recording. So option number 1, you're going for the minimum requirement. That is how much exercise you actually need to, well, gain the benefits of exercise, to actually make it look like you're accomplishing something. As you may recall from another video, 20 to 30 minutes minimum on average every day. That's the average. Almost said okay. That's what you need. So let's start with that. You may have noticed as you were watching the 5 fundamental movements videos that I didn't do it explicitly, but I did organize the videos. The first 3 videos were upper body movements and the latter 2 were lower body movements. So this is what I want you to do. For a total of 20 to 30 minutes on day 1, the day you start exercising, I want you to do 2 to 3 sets of each of those movements. So you're going to do 2 to 3 sets each of your row. Okay, that's the first one I showed you. Then you're going to do 2 to 3 sets of the upward press and 2 to 3 sets of the forward press. 2 to 3 sets of each gives you 20 to 30 minutes. Okay. And I want that to be at 10 to 20 reps each. So ideally, by about the 10th rep, you should be feeling like things are getting a little harder. Okay, by the 10th rep or repetition, if you're doing your rows, and about the 10th rep, you start feeling like, oh, it's not so easy anymore. And then about rep 15, you feel like, oh, you've had enough and you need to stop. But just start light, start easy, and consider your form at all times, because bad form leads to problems. So that's day 1. Day 2, I want you to do the same thing, but with the lower body movements. So 20 to 30 minutes, 2 to 3 sets each of the 2 lower body movements that I showed you. Now, you may be wondering how, say, 3 sets times 3 exercises equals 30 minutes, yet 3 sets times 2 exercises for the lower body specifically also equals 30 minutes. You know, that math doesn't really check out. Here's the thing. Lower body exercises, particularly the squat and deadlift, and I'd say especially the squat, are very, to use a technical term, systemically fatiguing. That is, they don't just fatigue the muscle that it's working. So like the squat, for example, targets the quads, the quadriceps, that's the muscles on the front of your leg here, and a bit of your lower back, right, and your glutes, you know, your butt muscles. Those are the 3 muscles it's intended to activate. But you'll find when you're doing your squats that you kind of feel tired all over. It's just kind of wearing you down, all right, like a hard day's work. That's a common feature of the squat. It's just, they're just very neurologically taxing, okay? It just kind of wears down your whole body, not just the muscles that you're targeting, but just your whole body and soul, okay? So what does that entail? That entails that you're going to need more rest time, probably. More rest time than you'll need for your upper body exercises that, while they can be systemically fatiguing. Okay, it's not really, they're not notoriously so. Okay, you're not gonna have as much systemic fatigue, like just total mind and body fatigue from those exercises as you are from the squat and the deadlift. Because with those lower body exercises, you kind of got your whole body going. Especially if you're carrying weights with squats and stuff. Yeah, it's challenging. So you're gonna need a little more rest time. Now, while I'm thinking of it, squats and weights. I neglected to mention in my squats video, that was episode 5 of the 5 fundamental movements, that body weight squats are a legitimate exercise. It's just your body weight. You just squat down to the floor, no extra weight or anything, and then you come back up, go down and do it again. That's how you do your reps. That's how you do the whole set, just body weight. That is a legitimate exercise. I was just doing them myself, playing some Skullgirls Mobile, okay? Except instead of sitting like on the couch doing nothing, I was just going down doing a bodyweight squat and just holding it there for a minute or so, give or take, and then I'd come back up and then I would sit on the couch. Why? Because it's systemically fatiguing. I couldn't even like just go down and do another just another rep or whatever. I just had to sit down. If doing just a set or even just one body weight squat is challenging for you, don't add extra weight to it. Okay? Especially if you're obese or morbidly obese. If you are 100 pounds overweight and you go down to do a body weight squat, I would have to carry an extra 100 pounds on my body approximately to get that same effect. That's a lot of weight. So if that's what you're carrying around with you all the time, and you're new to all this, you're new to weight training, you probably shouldn't be adding extra weight. In fact, I would advise that you not add extra weight until you cut some of that body fat down. You get some strength in your body, cut the fat down, and then once things start getting easier, then you can consider adding weight. But I would wait for the weight. Okay? Now, you would just keep doing those 20 to 30 minutes, alternating every day as a cycle. I do not recommend, if you are using that method, that you take a dedicated rest day. Now, most trainers would not say that. They would say, oh, they would have you training on a weekly basis. So let's say you wanted to work out Monday through Saturday, and you say, okay, Sunday is your rest day. You take a rest day. Well, the reason I don't want you to take a premeditated, dedicated rest day is that you don't need to, because life happens, and you're going to need a rest day at some point. You're going to wake up and, you just slept like garbage, and you go through the day and you're like, you know what, I don't have it in me. I don't have the drive to even get in 20 to 30 minutes today. So I'm not doing legs today. I'll do it tomorrow instead. Or maybe you get through the day and you're like, today has been so crazy. There's no way I can even fit in 20 minutes. It's just too much. Well, there's your rest day. Not premeditated, not a dedicated rest day. Just resume the cycle the following day. It's that simple. That's the way I train. I don't train on a week by week basis. Okay? And I don't do that because let's say Sunday is your rest day. That's your dedicated rest day. And then Monday comes around, and then life happens, so you miss that day. So now you miss 2 days. Well, then now what about Tuesday? What are you going to do Tuesday? Are you going to continue where you left off? Are you going to just say, okay, I missed upper body on Monday, so I guess I skipped upper body, and I'm going to go to just my lower body Tuesday? Now you have a conundrum on your hands. And I don't really think it's justified. I don't think it's necessary. Just don't do it. Don't dedicate a rest day, because you'll get your rest day. Don't you worry. Life happens. If you need a rest day, take one. There's your rest. It's how I do it. That's how I recommend it. Now I'm going to give you some alternatives to that. Let's say 30-minute daily workout. Okay. That was, by the way, what we call an upper lower body split. So you're doing 30 minutes on day 1 for upper body, 30 minutes on day 2 for lower body, and then you just cycle that. But what if you would prefer to work out every other day instead and take a dedicated rest day in between? Now you can do that. So you could do 40 to 60 minutes for your workout. Just do it every other day, but you're doing your whole body. So you're doing 20 to 30 minutes for your upper body, and then you go to your lower body for 20 to 30 minutes. And then you take a rest the following day. That's legit. Okay, you can do it like that. But then what if you don't really want to do this minimal training thing because you feel that you can devote more time and energy to this, and you want to see better gains faster. I almost said okay again. This is hard. Not saying okay, it's my crutch word, in case you haven't noticed. So what if you want to go harder? Well, you could work out every day and do a full body workout every day. You can do that. Train for 40 to 60 minutes every day and do a full body workout. You just don't do it every other day. But again, like before, with the first cycle, so to speak, that I proposed, you still don't take a dedicated rest day, even though you're doing full body every day. Don't take a dedicated rest day because it's going to happen. It will happen. You'll just need to take one at some point. Let that be a rest day. Or you could do 40 to 60 minutes every day, but you just doubled the volume. That is, like, you doubled the number of sets that you do for your upper body on day 1. Okay? So you got day 1, and instead of 20 to 30 minutes at 2 to 3 sets for each exercise, you're doing 40 to 60 minutes total at, that would be mathematically 4 to 6 sets, right? So you just doubled your volume. You just doubled the number of sets, and that is another way to do it. Okay, and then day 2 comes, and you do the same thing for legs. 40 to 60 minutes, that's 4 to 6 sets per movement. You just cycle that. Don't take a dedicated rest day. Don't premeditate it. Just let it happen. And those are your options. Okay, based on what I'm proposing, the 5 exercises, rather the 5 movements that I demonstrated in that series. And in case you haven't seen it yet, hopefully if you're viewing this video, you've already seen those videos. But in case you haven't, I will stick it right here. Yes, I believe that is the correct side. I will put it down there. That is episode 1 with the first exercise so that you can start from the beginning right there. So that's it. A minimum of 2 to 3 sets per movement every other day, so 20 to 30 minutes every day. And you're doing 2 to 3 sets at 10 to 20 reps each. Okay, and like I said, ideally you want to be getting done with that set. It's getting really challenging. You don't want to do it anymore. Around set 15. That's like my sweet spot. That's where I like to train. I feel like that's my magic number. I love 15 reps because I feel like I've had complete control of the movement for the entire exercise, okay? And I don't feel like it's too much weight. I don't feel like it's too light a weight, and I'm getting a lot of stimulation and a nice good pump. And that's what you need if you're going to build muscle. Now, if you have any questions about anything I've proposed in this video, you can either message me or talk to me in person if you know me personally. Or if you want to drop a comment down below, that'd be cool, because I hear that improves the YouTube algorithms, the magic formula that gets my videos noticed out in the wild. So if you want to contribute to that, feel free to leave a comment of any kind. Hopefully this has been informative and you are now prepared or equipped to go out and start some weight training Get used to those movements. Try to perfect them. Get as close to perfection as you can. Okay, master them. Be safe about it. Use light weight, high reps, and for goodness sake, keep that lower back rigid and stick out that butt. Okay, with those rows and lower body movements. I'm serious. Save your back. All right. And get your protein. Because it doesn't matter if you're not getting your protein. You need your protein. Building blocks. Protein is the building blocks. It's the materials. Exercise is the stimulus. You need both. So that's it for this one. I will see you in the next video, which may be a hot take. We'll see if that one's next. Good night, everyone. See you next time.